Ladies and gentlemen, hello from the MLG Studios in New York City, and welcome back to the Winter Exhibition. My name is axeltoss. I am joined by axslav, and we're currently watching an awesome best of 5 between Creator and Thorzain, where Creator is currently up 1-0, but it was a very close game number 1. I still think it could go either way.
It definitely could have. I mean, Thorzain, he had a lot of doubters. There's a lot of people I saw on the forum saying, you know, Creator's going to 3-0 this guy. And yes, Creator did win that first game, but man, it was close. And there was definitely moments where Thorzain was significantly ahead.
Yeah, Thorzain definitely put up a fight in that game 1. Looking forward to seeing what these two players are going to do in game 2. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and get into it. It's going to be on Akalon Wastes. Of course, this is a map kind of introduced with Part of the Swarm, but it seems to be very popular thus far, creating lots of spectacular matches, lots of spectacular games, and is used in a variety of different leagues. But here we are in the bottom right-hand location where we have the Red Protoss player who's currently up 1-0, securing the Game 1 victory with a convincing engagement outside of Thorzain's 6th base. He is Creator. His opponent in the top left-hand location is the blue Terran player. Kept it close in game number 1, but ultimately not able to convert to victory. He's currently down 0-1 in this best of 5, representing Team Evil Geniuses and hailing from Sweden. He is Thorzain.
I feel like Akalon Waste is going to be a better map for Thorzain. One thing we saw last game, Thorzain took such great engagements in, as soon as he got those ghosts into play, but he really delayed his 4th base, and I think that was because he wasn't sure he could protect it from counterattacks. On Cloud Kingdom, that 4th base is in a pretty open and exposed area. It's a little bit more difficult to take that base, but on Akalon Waste, you can hold 4 bases via pretty much a single choke point. So it's a much easier map to get that 4th base up, and that's definitely going to favor Thorzain, as you know we saw Creator had no problem taking that 4th last game, whereas Thorzain really delayed his 4th.
Yeah, I mean that was such an like if I were to watch over that again, that's definitely something that I would really look into to see. All right, would I do anything different if I was Thorzain? Because I felt like there were moments where he had a pretty significant army advantage. Like, there were moments when he had a lot of Cloaked Ghosts available and a lot of Vikings, and his opponent only had 1 or 2 observers. Like, you know, that situation where he kind of got trapped in the top left-hand location. Imagine if that engagement doesn't happen, if Thorzain gets a better engagement somewhere with a little bit more open space where he can really utilize the, you know, a superior concave, get all those ghosts spread out, get all those bio units spread out and Vikings spread out. You know, then that game can be completely different. So it should be interesting to see how this game plays out as far as, all right, how aggressive is Thorzain going to be? How aggressive is Creator going to be? And, of course, opening builds. Are we going to see fast expands? Are we going to see pressure builds? Interestingly enough, here we're seeing Creator be a little bit more out of the ordinary here. We got a little wall going up of sorts.
We do. It's really interesting. You typically don't see these walls against Terran super often because, of course, Terran units are range, and wall's not going to help too much. But I think there's a couple reasons why he's doing that, and the biggest one is really just the fact that potential Helling run-bys could be in existence, and also he wanted to get that scout off with the probe a little bit. Or sorry, actually, he didn't even scout. I don't know.
He did.
So he just went all the way to the front of his base, built that pylon.
Yep.
I mean, it's mostly, I could see Helling run-bys, and the other reason, maybe against some type of SCV train attack. You know, Thorzain opened 2 racks last game, and it gives you the option to do a full wall off if they're trying to pull a lot of SCVs, but in general, it's very unconventional. We see Thorzain going for the very standard opening, you know, just the 1 barracks gases expansion, and I like how he's getting his gases fast. I think a lot of Terrans power up a little bit too many barracks first, and then often things like an Oracle play can really catch him off guard.
All right, Creator's going to have a Zealot, a Stalker, and a Mothership Core on his opponent's side of the map. I'm wondering what he's going to try to do with it. I mean, theoretically, you can just try to run by and then eventually recall a little bit later, but again, that can be very dangerous. So, but again, Creator...
Look at Thorzain's SCV scouting. He hid an SCV at the top right, not to scout his opponent, but to scout for proxy locations at his own 3rd.
Yep.
Neat little trick there.
Looks like he's just gonna Creator's just gonna send the Mothership Core to his opponent's natural expansion, and getting the Nexus a little bit later. Of course, he delayed that Nexus in favor of, you know, getting the Zealot out, getting 2 Stalkers out, getting a Mothership Core out. So it's not gonna be the fastest expansion in the world. He still hasn't even started Warp Gate, interestingly enough. Definitely keep an eye on that.
That has to be a mistake.
That's something you're generally. Like, look at these. He's adding on these 2 gateways. Oh, that's definitely a mistake.
There's no way not getting Warp Gate was intentional. I really like how Thorzain's actually building a Reaper right now. I think that's really awesome. This is a situation for Thorzain right now. This neat little Mothership Core scout followed by recall so the Marines couldn't take it out. Of course, Marines are faster than that Mothership Core. But I really like the integration of the Reaper because if you think about what you see with this scan and how much that costs you versus what you can see with the Reaper will reveal much more than a scan because it can run around a whole base, it can even escape and then go back for a second scout later on with its regeneration ability. It's just such a useful unit to integrate as far as telling what the Protoss is doing.
Now, Creator has had 2 gases for quite a long time, and I feel like that played into Thorzain's decision to get that engineering bay just in case some Stargate scariness would end up happening, because once you scout 2 gases from your opponent pretty early on in the game, that's one of the alarm bells that are going to go on in your mind. Also, like a Dark Templar play, right? If your opponent's banking a lot of gas, that's a lot more likely. But instead, Creator's spending a lot of gas on sentries. He's going to have 6 sentries in total at this point in the game. That's delaying quite a bit of other stuff. Like that's a later +1 upgrade potentially. Reaper going to scout in here into his opponent's main base, but it looks like he's going to be caught off guard there. Creator, nice snipe. And I'm wondering what exactly Thorzain was able to see aside from 2 non-warp gates.
Well, he saw a total of 5 gates now.
Okay.
Because he knows there's that one at the top of the base, and 5 gates at his 730 mark. He knows exactly what's coming. Creator going for heavy gateway pressure. All Thorzain has to do is not die.
Yep.
And then as soon as he gets +1 weapons, after a stim, he'll start combat shield. So once he gets combat shield done, +1 weapons done, and about 4 medevacs out, he's going to be able to run right over Creator. The tricky part is he's got to survive for the next few minutes, and that's why he's building 2 more bunkers. I would not be surprised to see him even build like a 4th or a 5th bunker, because 3 bunkers is a lot, but I've seen Creator bust people, even on 3 bunkers. He has a lot of sentries.
Yeah.
And that many force fields, you can do a lot of damage. I think Thorzain may not be taking this quite seriously enough.
All right, we'll definitely keep an eye on that. Look out for Thorzain to pull SCVs to make sure you can repair these bunkers. Of course, it's going to be up to Creator to prevent that from happening. That means placing those force fields behind the bunkers, letting the SCVs get up, or letting the Zealots get up close for him, but not
Thorzain,
letting the SCVs repair. And this is a lot of Protoss here, just outside of Thorzain's natural.
Only 3 bunkers with only 2 barracks production. I mean, 3 bunkers can work if you're on 4 barracks.
He has stim. We had 2 medevacs on the way, which might help a little bit. He's going to send this factory out to see exactly what's going on.
There's no SCVs in front of the bunkers either. Where are the SCVs?
The SCVs haven't been pulled yet. Here we go. Creator trying to bust up into this natural expansion. He's behind in supply, but that could change in a matter of seconds. The SCVs just now being pulled. Force field trying to prevent them from repairing. 2 bunkers going down, but stim, keep in mind, has been completed here for Thorzain. He's going to try to push back with his Marines and Marauders. SCVs not doing much behind those force fields, but just staying there just in case Creator tries to push up. Thorzain doing a great job so far, but Creator's not done.
Oh, I saved that bunker, focusing it down. Once that goes down, it'll be down to the SCVs to tank.
I think
Thorzain has enough units.
Too much. Way too many units. So much bio here on the field. Creator immediately throwing down the GG, saying, you know what, that didn't work. I'm out of here on the game 3. And Thorzain with the great defense there.
He had me a little nervous with just 3 bunkers, but apparently 3 is the magic number as long as you get that stim pack done. The Protoss just died so fast. They couldn't. It's so important because it's even more important on a defense than attack, because if you're fighting in the open, yes, stim pack is plus 50% damage output, but it also makes your units more vulnerable, so they die faster, so you lose damage output because units are dying.
Right.
But defensively, the only units that you're losing are the bunkers and the SCVs. So the stim is purely a buff to damage output. There's no disadvantage on it because your bio units should be in the back, not getting hit anyway.
And let's not forget the importance of that Reaper. I mean, the Reaper was able to actually give him that intel that, hey, Creators, he's going for a pretty heavy 2-base attack. You need to start preparing for that.
Oh, if he had 1 bunker.
Right, he'd be dead. He'd be dead. But Thorzain able to hold off that push from Creator, which means the series is going to be tied 1-1 in this best of 5. Guys, get on Twitter, get on Team Liquid, get on Reddit. Tell people this is going on because this is awesome. Creator versus Thorzain. We're tied 1-1. Game 3 coming up.